How's it? Today is Saturday, August 7th, and sort of falling in line with everything that I did after Tuesday. I took a step back for sumo deadlifts. So last week I ended up also taking a step back for sumo deadlifts and just fooling around with my new knee sleeves. But today I decided to, well, not decided. Today I was instructed to continue back with the sumo deadlifts a lot lighter than I was doing. So that is a big saving grace, I think. On top of the sumo deadlifts, I bench pressed 230 for 5 sets of 5, which I think is pretty big. I don't know. I don't know what my best 5x5 is, but 230 is not nothing. um, and then after that, I did a bunch of new accessories. Well, slightly new accessories, which I'm actually really excited about progressing on. Like like the Nordic hamstring curl negatives and my weighted back extensions. Here's my first set of the sumo deadlift. I don't feel super great as far as technique goes. It feels like I lost something after my 405. It just feels like things aren't the way that they should be, and they're not the way that I want them to be. It feels like I have my hips shoot up a little bit too soon, and then it sets my hips a little bit too high, and then from there it becomes a challenging lift overall. You can see there, I'm just kind of just struggling to just pull on that bar. But yeah, it doesn't really get better. I watch the videos and I sort of try to figure out what I can try to do to make them a little bit better. I've been trying to push through my whole foot rather than sitting on my heels. Push through my whole foot and keep my chest up so that my legs are more pushing rather than my whole back be pulling. Another note about today was actually I went to Standard Strength after this to watch Sky do an online comp, and actually before she started lifting, Brad was there. Brad is the chiropractor homie, and so he actually did a small amount of work on my back. Everything felt extremely bad. So what it turns out to be, where I was thinking it was a QL issue, Brad was saying this is actually more of an erector issue, a lumbar spine erector issue. So I'm gonna try my best to roll it out and use my massage gun, and I might even think about buying a peanut just to be a little bit better about it. And here, I waited a long time before I finished this set, and I asked Juan whether or not I should do it without the straps, and I was like, I don't know if I can, so we'll try it. I didn't have chalk either. I'm obviously hook gripping. Well, it's not super obvious, like you can't really tell, but as a weightlifter, I'm always hook gripping. There's no reason for me not to. I don't think. But my hands got really sweaty, and it was very, very, very hard. I think honestly though, that technique looked a lot better than the ones with the straps on it. Maybe it's something I should get better at and explore more. But yeah, so here's my bench presses. I'm not super proud of the way that it looks, especially in my top set. It's very, very, very hip thrusty. And towards the end of it, I just told Joanne, I was like, dude, I'm just going to do whatever I can to get the bar up. And whatever that means is what it means. So if my hips fly up, then my hips fly up, and I'm just going to be pressing that. At the end of the day, this is just a fun exercise for me. It's not something I am competing in. It is not something that I necessarily need to get stronger at. It's just something that I like to do because, I don't know, I'm a bro at heart. So here's my first set. So that is probably good. That is questionable, and then it sort of just goes from there. Yeah, you can see some daylight. Yep, definitely you can see daylight there. So yeah, I think honestly those first two reps are better than the last week's 225, which is great. So here's one of those things I was talking about was the Nordic hamstring curl negative. This I typically do on Tuesdays, but this is not a warm up movement here. So I am trying my best to be as strict as possible and get as much out of the movement as possible. So hopefully in the next couple weeks I'll be able to uh, get strong enough to actually do a full proper Nordic hamstring curl on the ground. It's very different when you're on a GHD machine or GHD bench. I don't know what you call that. It's not really a machine. It's not really a bench either. Contraption. Yeah, but it's very different on those. It's a lot easier because I think you're in a more advantageous position. And then, as mentioned here, is the weighted back extension. I think these are going to be huge for me, especially because my back has been so weak, and that's like the point in which I feel like I could gain the most from. So um, I'm excited about these. But yeah, that's pretty much it for today. Really light on the deadlifts, pretty heavy on the bench, and new exercises. Thank you for watching. Shoots.